see.
Hey, Lisa.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? I know this would be somewhat difficult for you because Liam is not napping.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. He's got a coloring book and Paw Patrol on.
I have never heard of this. What's that name of that show that he likes with the character?
Blippi.
Yeah, Blippi. I've never.
It's a guy on YouTube. He used to be in the Air Force, and I was reading his bio because I'm like, who is this guy? But he was apparently concerned with the TV his nephews were watching, so he decided to create his own show. It's kind of a mix between every Blue's Clues and all the other ones, but it has a little bit of a how it's made aspect to it.
Okay.
So he'll take them to an apple orchard and they'll pick the fruit and they'll do every step through washing it and getting it into the grocery store.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it's actually, I've learned some things. But he picks up a lot of this guy's mannerisms.
Yeah, I like those shows where some of the stuff that is really not for kids, where it's like, for example, my son, I mean, he's 16 now, but my son, when he was a baby, loved animals. Everything was about the lion. The lion was the alpha and the omega in our house, and zebra was the lion's best friend. But he couldn't understand why there were no pictures of a lion and a zebra together. And like in Disney, where the lion and the zebra are best friends, but in real life, right? Like as we
live life
later, he's like, because he is your dinner, that character, who shows up later and says, me, I'm steak. I guess you've not seen these movies. Have you seen these movies?
No, I don't think I might have not.
Right. Well, all the voices and the things I'm doing are from these movies.
Oh, I can completely see it in my head as you're mentioning it.
There's this, there's Alex the lion and his best friend, Chris.
Madagascar, yeah.
Yeah, Madagascar. And then, Chris Rock is the zebra.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they get lost in Africa, they meet this, tribe of, I don't know.
All the other zebras.
Yeah. And they were basically saying is, look, the reason why you guys can't live together is because, and they're talking to the zebra, Alec, they're saying, because you are his dinner.
Yeah, I think he did end up biting him at one point. The lion did.
Yeah. So anyway, my son growing up couldn't understand why the zebra and the lion were never in pictures together. Hi, Liam.
You want to say hi? Hi, Miss Lisa.
Hi.
Hi. We had cinnamon buns for breakfast. And
yummy.
Apparently he just is wearing it.
my mother-in-law put on
have your
the
bunny cup.
nature channel. Good morning, Eileen.
Hello.
The nature channel for my son so he could see the zebra and the lion together. And
How badly did that go?
it was really devastating for my son. And I was mad at her. I'm like, why did you do that? He was perfectly fine believing that the lion and the zebra were best friends and that it was possible.
Yeah, I know.
I was really upset with her.
Well, yeah, Liam loves sharks, especially, you know, after shark do.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But it is, there are, within like 2 exceptions and very small clips of movies, the sharks are always the bad guys.
That's true.
There's one called The Reef or something like that.
With
that
Will
they're
Smith?
not.
With Will
And,
Smith?
Yeah. Yeah, there's like 2 that they're not complete, you know, villains.
Yes.
Like, this seems like a really, well, sharks can be, I don't know.
Well, see, here's the thing.
I hate to do documentaries because then they're going to get gory too.
Right.
Scary.
In nature, they're not. And so
Exactly.
we don't romanticize facts.
Yeah.
You know, because we can like sharks, but we're sorry, but in nature, they are a predator.
Yeah, but they help stabilize everything. The reefs would die without them.
That's true. I mean, everybody has their place and there's a spoke in the wheel. I'm filling out my December calendar while we wait for everybody to.
Oh, nice. What should we have in front of us?
If you have it, you should have this weekly plan.
Okay, I think I need to print another one of those
With
out.
the call to actions are the most important box. And then you should definitely have some form of calendar if you have it.
Okay.
And you're going to want just some paper basically to write. I'm comfortable like writing the first time on my paper, but some people want to brainstorm and then transfer over later. Not naming any names, but.
Trying to figure out
What
where
page is
I'm
that on, Lisa?
Oh,
Oh,
goodness.
here it is. It's went theme.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like this. It's called the weekly plan.
Weekly plan. I found it. This one.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'll know that it's that one because it has these.
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
giant
I'm gonna make a
boxes.
copy of it so I
Good morning,
have the
Samantha.
original.
You're not late for class. Don't worry.
We were just talking about lions and zebras.
Perfect. My favorite.
And sharks about how.
And sharks.
Yeah.
I thought you said sharks. I was like, that's a really good topic for me.
Well, those two. All right, ladies, settle down. I haven't even had some of my tea yet. Hold on.
just poured my coffee.
Okay, there we go. Your bloopers video was so funny. I watched it at least 4 or 5 times yesterday.
Oh, good. I'm trying to make a GIF out of me at the end going. I think
Because
I want to send that to people.
I'm funny.
Because I'm funny. I want to send that. That's how I talk all the time, man.
That's funny. Can't help it because I'm funny.
Funny.
Everyone's like, yoga breath, yoga breath.
And then I just did a video last week in Harper's Ferry, and we didn't even do any retakes of all my stuff.
You were on it. That's the best.
But then he didn't get, something happened with the camera, and he used to, which he normally doesn't, and he got all her and all my stuff got deleted.
Oh,
And so it's fine. He'll be able to edit it without me. But I was like, I was perfect for the first time. Not perfect, but you know.
okay. All right. Let's get started for the folks who are on. So the pre-planning day is generally an overall group activity, but I think it's really helpful to spend time as much as possible with the others individually or with all of you individually, because it's helpful for the person to be able to get help with their month and then also be able to hear the ideas that come out of helping somebody individually, right? So I will just go ahead and start like the overall general idea of what I'm working on, because it will give you some insight of how I think you I've been doing this for a while, so I probably move a little bit more quickly through through planning of my month than other people, but you will get there. And that's the power of this. You only need to do it a couple of times before you really feel like you can rock it. I like having at least the theme laid out months in advance. It is absolutely something that you should get in the habit of. And this is what we use for our themes. This one is called marketing campaign calendar. It's part of your toolkit. And the reason why this document is so powerful is because it lets you think, and this one is like its cousin right here. This one is the monthly offer schedule. So you work in tandem with your theme and your offer. In fact, you can even write your offers on the same document as the theme. But the idea behind having your themes laid out for you, let me make sure is it recording? Yes, okay. The reason why it's so powerful to have your themes laid out months in advance is because you need to start working on projects that are going to be happening in December and January now. If you wait until December and January to start working on the things you want to implement in December and January, pardon my French, but they're going to be half-assed, right? Because like all people, especially us, we're busy. We're running a business. We have a household. Some of us have small children running around. You know, we don't exist in a vacuum. And so we need time to do all of these things. And that means we have to plan in advance. Sometimes just having some information down on what we were thinking at the time when we came up with the idea saves us time later of trying to think about, oh, well, what do we mean by that? Like, we wrote down a few things, but what were our thoughts behind that, so that we're not having to completely, you know, it's going to take us 20 minutes or so to try to get back into the mentality of why we came up with an offer or why we came up with a theme. So, you know, I now have a binder. I've created a binder.
Stop. Yes. Hi.
Here's
Good
my
job.
calendar. And then here's my weekly plan. And I like this binder because I can flip it like this and I can put it on my desk and do it backwards, but whatever works for you. I also think it's possible people can type on their documents if they like to. For me, it doesn't work that way. I really do better by actually writing on my physical papers. And I believe in the scientific data that shows that your brain and your body connect to things better when you're writing them down. For whatever, you know, science, gotta love it. So, okay, so we're talking about our themes and making sure that, especially when we're coming into the busy season, I've never met a single person who didn't say that, like, November and December and January are like the busiest months for a lot of people. And I think even with COVID, it's going to feel no different. You know, we're going to be very busy, and as much as we can plan now ahead of time, down to, and I'm actually being serious about this, down to writing into your calendars the weeks you're going to shop for your holiday meals, the weeks that you're going to put up decorations, the weeks that you're going to, if you send holiday cards, the weeks that you're going to do that. Like Leslie, for example, is a photographer, and she's been working on her offer for the last month about people doing their holiday cards. So, like, for the reason why I'm mentioning it is, if you're the type of person or family that sends out holiday cards and you put your picture on it, you don't wait until the first week of December, most of the time, to have your picture taken, because you need a couple of weeks to get them mailed out and them printed, and they need to come in the mail and all of that, right? So this sort of concept is no different. We want to think about our business the same as we do the holiday season. We want to know every single month of the year the things that are going to be coming up. And next year, we're going to even be better off than we were this year because we'll have a little bit of data that helps us understand like the rhythms of our business during that time of year, like what people are looking for, what people are asking for. And if you've been through the visibility challenge, then you've heard me say about how the only purpose of us being in business is to solve a problem for someone, or to alleviate some sort of stress, or to provide some sort of comfort, to solve a problem in some way. Because if we don't do that, we're not going to end up being in business, because people don't spend money on things they don't need. Wants, maybe, but needs are definitely more so. Even if it means that you're providing a source of relaxation, that is still a need. Okay, so the reason why I'm mentioning it is because if you have not been working on your monthly theme schedule for November and December and January, I highly recommend that you get started at least thinking about what your goal, so that you can start thinking about what things that will happen in December and January that you need to maybe put down on your weekly plan for November. Does that make sense? I mean, of course, we're going to focus on what needs to happen in November for November, but there could be some things in December that need to happen in November also. And so what we don't want to do is overbook our weeks and then have to shove in a bunch of stuff from December and say, oh, I wish I had thought of this sooner. The reason why we're doing this today is so we are thinking of it sooner. Okay, so here we go. It got really quiet all of a sudden. Are you guys here?
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you. All right. So my theme for November is gratitude, client appreciation, giving thanks, and conscious capitalism.
Wait, which form is that one? The
This
month?
is the monthly theme schedule.
What does it look like?
Oh, this one,
Monthly
right?
campaign. Okay, cool. Oh wait,
Not
and did you
this one,
Nope,
right?
it's a big, it looks like a big calendar of boxes.
have one for each week? Do you do?
No, I do. No, I have one theme. I have one overall theme for the month.
Uh-huh.
And then I just have multiple ideas for November.
Oh, okay.
Gratitude, mindset, client appreciation, giving thanks, conscious capitalism.
And that's the one that says marketing, right? Not promotional.
Right. It says marketing campaign calendar at the top.
Okay.
And then it says monthly theme schedule.
Okay.
So for December, I have as my themes goal planning, vision boards, annual prep, holidays. And then I wrote this in here as a little asterisk, 12 days of. So I just like the idea. I could come back to it or not do it or whatever, but at least when I thought of it, I wrote it there. Who knows what I will decide on doing when the time comes. But if I put that somewhere else, that would have maybe been lost in my ideas. And then there's that other paper, I'm not sure what I did with it. I put it away, of your monthly offers. Oh, here it is. So once you kind of get your themes in mind, right? You should be, or not should be, it's really helpful to think about what your offers are going to be. And what an offer would be is what you're going to be pushing that month related to your theme. It could be a package that you offer. It could be, so like in Samantha's example, it could be like a special seasonal promotion for a video highlighting like a business during that season. You know, like whatever that would be. A lot of businesses spent, you know, all year round planning for their holiday season because it's the season they make the most money. A lot of businesses barely make it the rest of the year, but then their holiday season is when they're the busiest. So, all right, we'll come back to the offers. And then, of course, for January, my themes are year in review, the new year, goal setting, and resolutions. I don't think there's anything in January that's happening that I need to start planning for right now. So I feel good there. But if I'm going to be leading some sort of challenge or something in December, then I'm going to have to take my weekly plan for November, and I'm going to need to write out somewhere that I need to have some sort of, I need to add that date on my calendar. Like I need to decide what goal planning event I'm going to do and by when, right? So, okay, let's start with hearing what you guys have going on. That was basically my overall. And then what I do is I take the monthly calendar and I fill in things that are going on in real life or things that I want to be at, or things that are happening. Like I have election day on there. Thanksgiving Day is the 26th. It's a Thursday. It's always the Thursday. And then Black Friday, the 27th. So that's going to be a big day for a lot of businesses. And then 1 week before that, I say about the Shop Small Guide. A lot of you know that I'm working on this Fempreneur Shop Small Guide. I've actually been working on it since July. And the reason why I started working on it in July is because I knew it would be a lot of work and I could not wait until October or November to start working on it. So when I came up with the idea, I started working on it. So if you have really big ideas of something that you want to do in the spring and you want to start working on them now to where you're building in things that you need to be doing in November and December, these are really good plans to have for yourself. You want to be proactive in your business, not reactive, because if you're reactive, you're really just scrambling around and feeling frantic, like you need to be doing something, but you haven't thought it through. So these practices help you at least think through what you want to be doing proactively rather than reactively. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so let me know what you guys are you're working on for right now, and then we can talk about how to fill in your weekly plan. The weekly plan should be the paper or the activity that you're using to fill in very specific actions that you're taking every single week. Let me show you my October one. That November one is blank because we are just doing it now. Here's my October one. See how it's all filled in? So I knew every single week what day my e-blast was going out, what day I wanted to go live in my group and to talk about what. So the what was the promo side. And then my call to action. So over here it was member spotlight and join the 3-day challenge. So I always knew my call to action is what I am telling my entire audience what they should be doing. So I never at any given week in my month ever wonder to myself what I should be doing and what I'm supposed to be pushing and promoting that week. You good, Samantha? Okay. What questions do you guys have so far?
I guess where I'm feeling a little stopped, I have a lot of incompletions that I want to get complete, especially, you know, I told you I'm in that team management leadership program. It's the completion quarter. So there's a lot of little things that I'm putting on my list, like what needs to be put in, what can be taken, what needs to be complete.
Okay.
And I was already, I know I love the idea, and I'm definitely going to do what we talked about the other day, which was the, I was going to do that cleanse, clarity, and create.
Yes.
But I thought, why don't I just go all in and get this book done? Because I'm way behind on my time. Like, you know, I had milestones. I was supposed to have chapters done and my testimonials and all that. I'm like, I just didn't follow it.
Okay.
So what I'm thinking is maybe start planning and do this in January. And then just like kick this book out and just be done by the end of the year. But each one of those chapters could definitely be a topic. So, you know, I could start the year off with like the mindset, you know, and do this get it all planned out. But, kind of lead up to it, right? So
Yeah.
does that make sense? Or maybe?
Yeah, I love that. I think what you could do is, ask your group and ask your audience, like, what time of year do they start thinking about, will they have already signed up for a variety of other programs
Right,
time
got
that
it.
you launch yours?
Okay, you're
Will
right.
they be burnt out from talking about these things in January? Did they already go through 2-3 things like this in December? So I would find a way to talk to people and find out, like, I think it would be good to do in January, because that's when I think people know that it's just kind of the way that society is, I think, where we're thinking about, okay, it's a new year, it's a new you. We're going to have resolutions. We're going to resolve to do this or that or change this behavior. But I think that,
It might be too late, right? You think maybe I should start?
no,
it in
I think that
November?
that January is good, but you should be getting people to sign up for it in December.
Okay.
Like, if you're going to launch a program January 1st,
Mhm.
then 3 weeks before, you really want to get talking about how, what day you're going to be doing this, getting people to sign up for it, to start thinking about it, because people don't sign up for something that is going to take them an entire month willy-nilly.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, they like to plan for it. They like to say, okay, I have the capacity to do this.
Okay.
I can do it. And if they know in advance, they have time to plan for it, they can.
Okay, got
I
it.
think a lot of people are last minute, though, with these kinds of things. They wait until the last minute to sign up, or they're not sure if they're going to, and they just kind of wait to see who else signs up or who's excited about it. It's just kind of human nature. So you definitely, for your November plan,
Mhm.
when you have your weeks laid out for yourself, you want to be really concrete about, like, how many pages you need to complete, what chapter needs to be done, what needs to be turned in by who.
Mhm.
And then, but keep your activity going in your group,
Okay.
to continue to talk about the things that are happening in your business and your group for November and December. And then fill in your call to actions, about the things that are going on in your group, even though your focus right now is just completion of these other projects.
Yes, I've got a lot of swirl. Like, I just got to get some stuff finished before I jump into something else. So.
Yeah. I mean, you could also talk about that in your group, progress that you're making on these chapters. Bring people into part of the discussion about what you're writing about. Say, oh, this week I'm writing, I'm finishing the chapter that talks about this.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times. Yeah, that's good.
Have you ever been through this? What do you guys think about that? A picture of yourself at, sitting at your table in your office, right?
Okay.
All of those things. Yeah. And of course, if you're launching a big program in January, your December weekly plan.
Okay.
So I'll just, I'm not going to overwhelm you, but I will show you. This is
Sure.
the document I use. This is just my brainstorming.
Right.
When I'm launching something in 68 days.
Okay.
And so this is my working backwards document. It's a little bit crazy. So it just says 2 months before, 2 months before, 1 month before, 6 to 4 weeks before, 3 weeks before, 2 weeks before, 7 days, 2 days, 1 day. I literally am writing out the actions I need to take.
Okay.
To get ready, because 68 days is not a lot when you're launching a really big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, all of you will eventually learn what this is. Some of our founding members know, especially Mary Sue, because she's my technology person. But you know, I couldn't wait until November to start working on something I was launching in January, right? Like I have a lot of things I'm doing. The same thing for each of you is, you know, that you're going to have things come up. And the more you have things planned out, down to even what you're going to write your e-newsletters about.
Right.
Like, what do you need to include each week in your e-newsletter? Some people send an e-newsletter once a week. Some people send it every 2 weeks. Some people send it once a month. So use your weekly plan to lay out which weeks you're sending your e-blast and then what is going in it. Because if you have something really big going in the e-blast for week 2, can you wait until week 2 to start working on what's going to go in that e-blast? No. What the content needs to be written and laid out in week 1, ready to schedule for week 2.
Okay.
Right? So if we wait until week 2 to say to ourselves, oh, I have that e-blast I'm sending out Wednesday at 12 o'clock, we certainly are going to stress when we look at that and say, oh my God, I'm supposed to have an e-blast send out Wednesday at 12 o'clock. But look how we've helped ourselves by writing it in week 1 that we need to get those things ready to put into that e-blast. We feel a lot more relieved and in control that we know what we're taking time out of, setting time aside for week 1 of something that needs to be ready to go and fire on week 2. But we're just not going to wait around to start something that we know needs to get laid out. Especially for someone who works with a team member. If you have a VA that helps you with your e-blast, right? You know you can't wait until the day before to tell your VA, oh, by the way, that is supposed to go out tomorrow at 12, right? She's going to have a meltdown. So you have to think several days ahead about reaching out to the person and saying, hey, this needs to be written and scheduled by this day. So we want to write all of that in. Your weekly plan should be like your guide. If you want this document without these little icons in it, I can send it to you. But it was just an example of, like, you know, to write the date and time of that you'd send your e-blast, the date and time you would post your blog and the topic of your blog, how many times you would post on Facebook, and about what. You can also use your call to action to help you work backwards about your Facebook posts. If you're pushing something, let's say in the 3rd week of November, and you're not going to wait until the 3rd week to complete your signups, right? You're going to be talking about it the other 2 weeks. So your call to action should reflect what you have going on for week 3. So if you have a workshop, let's say that you're conducting the week 3 of November, you're not going to wait until November, week 3 to ask people to sign up for it. No, you're going to have been telling people and informing people they should be signing up for it the 2 weeks prior, and probably well into October. So that's all we're doing, is really looking at what it is we're working on and where we need to be so that we don't have any surprises of what we should be doing during our weeks. Now, week 4, week 4 is Thanksgiving, and it's completely fine if the only thing that you have written in there is that you're going to send like an e-blast that says Happy Thanksgiving from, me to yours kind of thing, with a graphic, or you're going to you post something on Facebook. But what you don't want to do is, if you're the type of if you are the person who hosts a Thanksgiving meal and you're cooking, you don't want to wake up Thanksgiving morning and wonder if you've already scheduled your e-blast or you already have a graphic ready to put on Facebook. You want that already scheduled. That should be scheduled by Tuesday. Right? That's all I'm saying. That's all we're doing today is talking about how to get ahead of ourselves so that we're not running around frantic, wondering what we're supposed to be doing at any given week. We've already laid it out based on what it is we're doing for that month in terms of our theme, what it is we're doing that month in terms of our offers, and what it is we're focusing on. Even if it's a long range project, like you're launching something in January, there are absolutely things that you're going to be doing to get ready for that launch in January right now in November. Okay, who wants to come off mute and say something that they're working on so the rest of us can hear and jump in and help out?
Someone else
Hi,
wants. Oh, go ahead, Leslie.
Sorry. So I've been posting in the group a little bit. I'm working on launching a vision boarding workshop this December. I'm sorry if you can't hear me. Paw Patrol's on.
No, I can hear you
running around.
perfectly.
So that's December. I kind of like the 12/12/2021, like the repeated numbers. So I'm thinking that's gonna be my date.
Okay.
So I'm just this is my first attempt trying to put an event together, more or less. I understand how the workshop, once I get people there, how it'll go, but the getting people into the door and signing up, and do I charge for this one or do I not? There's just a lot of logistics that I'm having trouble visualizing.
Are you going to be providing any materials to people, or
Yes.
do they have to have their own materials?
I think I'll ask them to bring a couple magazines to share, but the rest of the things I think I'll supply.
Okay, and the workshop is going to be in person?
Hopefully,
Okay.
that would be easier, or maybe more productive. But it could definitely be virtual, I think, if needed.
Okay, well, that I think you should decide.
Yeah.
What I would do, because the 12th is not that far away. So what I would do is I would start asking people if they would feel comfortable coming to the workshop in person, and then describe the measures that you will take to make sure that people have enough space and stuff like that.
Yeah. Because in person.
Yeah, because if people say, hey, I love the idea, but I haven't been doing any in-person events, or I'm not attending in-person events, then you'll know right then and there that the majority of the people are saying, I'd love to come, but I'm doing it in person. Leslie, Jenna just in the comments that she has an event planning checklist.
Oh, lovely.
She said it might not be relevant to your event, but happy to share it with you.
Yeah. Anything helps at this point.
Yeah. And so I would say that's the first step. I mean, if it was normal circumstances, the only thing you'd really want to do is, you'd want to be thinking about your marketing. Whether or not you would charge for it depends on your time. Will you want to charge a little bit for your time? And also keep in mind that when you're charging for an event, people are more likely to show up for something if they have a little bit of skin in the game.
Yeah.
It's just the way that it goes.
Yeah, I was thinking even just marking up, the per person cost for the supplies.
Yeah.
Just to recoup that money.
Yeah.
Which would come out to be about like $15 or $20 with a little bit of markup for a ticket, which I don't think is too bad.
No.
Just an idea. I don't know if it's helpful or not, but you could also tie it into a future photography session. Like if they pay for this, and then since your goal is getting moms in the picture and taking care of themselves and things like that, you might be able to do a 2-for-1 where it's like an investment in them prioritizing, goal setting, making time for themselves. And then if they book a session with you, then maybe it's like X amount of dollars off their session, or just some sort, I don't know if someone might have a better marketing idea, but just something to entice them so that this is almost like the warming step to get them to book too, but without the pressure of booking.
And that's kind of how this was born. I wanted to incorporate vision boards into my onboarding process so they can really sit down and see what they want their session to look like and feel like. And then I thought, you know, I love to do a vision board. I'm gearing up to do one at some point this week. So I figured I'd open it up to everybody, and then, yeah.
So I think for your plan for November, some of the action items for yourself should be to do a little bit of surveying or quote market research around finding out if people feel comfortable doing an in-person workshop. And then of course you'd have to figure out where you're going to do that.
Yeah.
If people will only come if they can be 6 feet apart, etc., you're going to need a bigger space.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if libraries are open right now or if they're doing events.
Yeah, that's the tricky part.
If libraries are open, those are very good options because they always have 6-foot tables in abundance available. So there's just that. I mean, I would start there, is to figure out whether or not it's going to be in person or online, and whether or not you're going to charge will depend on whether or not you want to charge for your time, if people pay for it, they're more likely to show up, and deciding on making sure that if you're providing materials, you're covering your costs.
Okay.
And then you can go from there.
Yeah.
The rest of it, we can help you individually, like throughout the month, unlike the other little questions. And then I'm sure the event checklist is helpful. I have an event checklist that I created last year for new members that signed up that were doing events with me. But you know, as a member, you're able to post your event to the event calendar. So don't forget about that. Let me put down that I owe you a video, because I also told Selena I would send it to her too, to her also.
What was the video?
The video shows you step by step on how to log into the member portal and add an event to the calendar.
Okay.
It'll be something I need to record and post, and it's also part of our onboarding process. So I need to just double check that.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Who's next? Go ahead, Jody.
So this has really been helpful because it's making me think about what I want to do. And so for me, I have my mailing list and my plan for the year. And so what I want to do in November and December, I want to do holiday gift cards that people could use throughout the year. And so percentage off or a dollar amount. And I don't know what's better. And I'm thinking that I'll have them, that it'll be, you know, worth what, like I'm doing monthly groups. And so one gift card would be a percentage off of 1 month's series. And so I was thinking I could do like a 50% off. I also do a create your own group, and then I could take $100 off because that's more.
Is this like a one-time sort of, kind of like as like a Black Friday sale or something like that, where it would be a limited time that they would be able to buy that, and only a
limited time that they can buy it, but they could use it on any group in 2021.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I've actually spent, I don't know how much time over the weekend talking with other people about this in a good way. I think that I love the idea of, but I mean, I like it that you already have these group sessions. So I don't think you need to say, this is just my opinion. I'll let everyone else speak up too. I don't necessarily think you need to create the concept of a gift card unless somebody isn't willing to pay for the entire session. You know what I mean? Like if one class, let's say, is $47 or $67 or whatever it is, what's the difference of them paying for an entire class? Then, you know, buying a gift card is just one extra step for you when technically they could just buy that class.
Right. I was just looking for incentives for people who hadn't taken the class before.
Yeah.
Maybe
Like,
are
Buying
you
it
set
for a friend, is the gift card for someone else or a gift card for themselves?
for somebody else?
Mm.
And probably for somebody who hadn't taken the class, or it could be for them. You know, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I just want to know what I want to offer something so that people get curious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like.
Yeah, I've been playing with this idea too of what to promote for small business or Black Friday or whatever the hype is.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like this is something I talk to people about all the time. And I like the idea. You know, maybe it would be like if somebody purchased, you know, they purchased one class, they would get a credit maybe towards a second.
Mm.
Or something like that. So similar to like when you go to a restaurant and you buy their $50 gift, or you buy their $100 gift card, they give you a gift card of $10. So in the mind, in the person's mind who's purchasing it, the $100 gift card is going to the other person, but you are keeping the $10.
Right.
Right. So maybe it's like if they purchase the gift of one class, you know, maybe there's an additional credit for a second, or
to bring a friend.
yeah, or something like that. I like that.
If they bring a friend, they'll get one of the 4 classes free.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
I love the brainstorming.
I know, it's so fun. Janet, I just printed your checklist. It's very well done. I like it very much. It's a lot of details.
I sort of just change it as I go along. This is the checklist that never makes it onto my actual physical calendar, which I started doing this month. So it's like, it requires you to look at it to make sure you've done all the things, but it is helpful.
I like how you have it under Facebook promotion. You've actually listed the date, the names of the Facebook groups that you post, and the day that you are able to do it.
Right. Well, and I don't do every group every time because they don't always fit a particular category. So it's just sort of there for me to have like, and I really need to review that list moving forward because I feel like there are probably other better groups for me to be posting in, but that's a to-do list item for me.
I like it. I think it's great. And this is
I didn't get it. Where is it?
I posted it in the group.
Oh, okay.
I'll tag you real quick, Jody. Okay, so Jody, I think you can continue to look at it, to think about your idea. I think definitely having something where you're pitching it as a gift to give someone is really great. A lot of people are looking for that this year. Not this year, this time of year. And just, speaking from experience, the whole, everything in the Fempreneur Shop Small Guide is all written, all the descriptions are written is if you're giving it to someone, like, how it's relaxing or self-care or, for the person who likes this, that, or the other thing. So I really like that idea of you're talking to the person who's looking to buy a gift for someone who they know would love this.
Right. That's great. Thank you.
With that. Yeah. And keep posting and keeping us updated with like the graphics that you're coming up with and your pricing and stuff. Keep us updated on that. We'll be excited to see as you're working on that.
Okay, great.
Okay. So, for this page, Jody, when would you like to have your pricing finalized for your Black Friday deal?
Like, November 10th.
Okay, so November 10th falls in week 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so Black Friday actually falls in week 5. And then Thanksgiving happens to fall in week 4. These are the dates. Sorry, these are the dates for what I say are week 3. Week 1, I say is November 1 to 5. Week 2, I say is November 6 to 12. You can do your weeks however you want. I use the weeks according to my power sheets.
Okay.
So Lisa, your weeks are Sunday through Friday?
No, I do my weeks according to my power sheets so that my brain works in multiple places in the same way.
Okay. Isn't the first day of November a Sunday?
It is.
Okay. I thought you said 1 through 5 and then 6 through something.
Yeah, so
the numbering was throwing my brain off.
For me, you can do your week however you want. For me, I say week 1 for November is November 1 through 5.
Yeah, which on the calendar at least would be Sunday through Thursday for November.
Yeah.
Huh?
According to this, yes. So what I'm looking at is
I haven't got that far in the power sheets to see how they lay it out.
I'm just saying you guys can do whatever you want. That's how I do it. Because of this.
What page? What page?
This is page 165 in my power sheets. But this is the 2020 power sheet. You're not going to have this.
Okay.
So the way that power sheets breaks up a month is by 5 weeks. And so they draw this little black line down the center in a week. And so I'm using
Okay.
guys, if you want to do your week in a way that it's like 1 through 7 for you. So like your week would be Sunday the 1st through Saturday the 7th. Most people do it like that, where they have their week start on a Sunday and then it ends on a Saturday. Like, for example, like an academic Sunday through Friday or something like that. Do your weeks however it helps you, but it doesn't matter what days you label your weeks. What matters is what you've put in those weeks that's going to help you work backwards to get where you need to go. So for me, I break up my weeks this way because I use my power sheets in conjunction with them. But the idea really is just to have things listed and planned out of when you want to do them, and that's it. Okay, Samantha, do you have anything to add? What's happening with you?
I would love to have everyone shout out some themes. I love the planning. And it's stuff, I mean, all of us, it's like we know, but you actually have to do it. And so what I feel like for me, that roadblock is what do I even do? Themes and things like that. But I can see how that can help me. But then I get the commitment, because I have commitment issues, of what the themes are. So if everyone, I wrote some, down, like change, mental health, habits, boundaries, growth, gratitude, because I'm trying to figure, I have all these different projects. And so trying to, I like the idea of a theme, because then if I'm writing posts, even if they're all from different projects, I can kind of have a central idea. So if everyone can chime in with stuff, that would be helpful
What
for
is
me.
your like your main thing you're trying to sell or launch or whatever?
I don't know yet. I mean, I've had my hidden gem videos, and then I'm about to relaunch my podcast.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, I mean, my brand is all about connection, authenticity, vulnerability.
Okay.
The product that I'm currently offering is my hidden gem videos. That's a
Okay.
financial money-making opportunity. But I'm also just curious and available for God, the universe, spirit, all of it, to just see what happens next. And so I feel like I'm in this season, and I have been for the last year and a half, of just doing the work, and things keep unfolding. I mean, this hidden gems video opportunity wasn't even in the cards 6 months ago. And so I think though, like this planning, I need to have some sort of direction, because I just feel like I'm constantly just playing catch up. And so I know, like with the podcast last year, I kind of just booked whoever was available because I was just getting going. And now that I feel like I have a year under my belt, I'm able to be more selective with who's on. And instead, so a lesson I learned, so last year, especially towards the end because of COVID and everything, but I feel like one of my gifts is connecting with anyone. And I found that some of my podcasts, and even like now with the hidden gems, it's like I make myself, and this is like therapy, right, Jody? Like I'm learning all this stuff. I make myself available for what they need. Like, oh, you need to promote this business. Okay, I'll have a BS conversation with you that at the end of the day, maybe I'm not that interested in. Where I just did, I mean, I'm just speaking frankly, because we're just in this planning group.
A BS conversation. Did you guys hear that? A BS.
I know. I didn't mean to say it like that, but like, just, it's like, what I really want is peeling back the layers. And so I'm realizing, like, I almost need to just say to people, if you're not like a peel back the layers kind of person, you're probably not the best fit for my podcast. Because then for me, it's like, I'm carrying the conversation.
So you're having a discovery conversation with the person to see if they qualify to work with them first.
Ooh, I like that.
I actually called it the discovery call, because I'm on Mary C's CRM program, and I'm trying to get all that stuff together. And so, yes, so I feel like I'm finally standing more comfortably. Like I don't have to fit to what other people need. I need them to find what I am, which is, okay, my podcast episodes are peeling back the layers. The hidden gems is something that, helps people in some way, so like next week is a computer store, which at first I was like, I don't know, but the more I've thought about it, that's a need people have with technology right now. Yeah. So kind of just feeling more confident and rooted into who I am and what I'm doing. And so all that being said, I like the idea of the themes, because I'm also building this brand where I'm providing these products. And I thought about, should I have like a separate Facebook page for this and a separate Facebook page? But I just know personally, I can't handle all that crap. No. So it's just basically whether you come for hidden gems, whether you come for the podcast, whether you come because of my Thursday night writing thing, you stay for me.
Yes.
So
what is the hidden gems? You said something about money. Is that a financial thing or?
Yeah. So I highlight businesses, where I do videos highlighting small businesses and nonprofits. And so I have sponsors for that, but then I hire a professional videographer. So to help cover the costs and for me to actually make some money, novel concept.
Yeah, it's her money-making venture, her videos.
Yeah, because money mindset's a good topic too. Like, because people sometimes, if they don't have the money mindset, they're not going to make money. Like, I can't do this, and But I'm just trying to figure out like what you're, because I totally get the podcast, what you're selling or promoting.
Well, that's what's hard, is because it's like the hidden gems. but as I kind of keep going through it, it's like, well, that's not what I'm really passionate about. It's kind of, I feel like a vehicle right now. I have this idea that
You're
I'm
like a
grooming.
coach? Are you like a?
I don't think so. I feel like I'm a demotivational speaker. And
Oh,
so,
stop that.
well, no, I say that, but I don't mean like, I feel like I'm a little Jody, little Eileen, a little Lisa, little Janet, little Leslie. I like to point people in all y'all's directions. Like, I don't know. That's what I'm kind of figuring out. And so, I mean, basically it's like, I like the hidden gems because I like spotlighting people. So this idea that I'm working on with my videographer is like a talk show. So if he gets this studio, to have a studio set up where I can do the podcast in person, we can even be distance, video it, and not even necessarily put it out as a episode because that would require so much editing, money, but to have the camera, especially on the person I'm interviewing. And then that way they get video content for their social media. So like Eileen, if I were asking you, like if we were doing a podcast episode, basically my gift, let's say, is getting good content out of people. So then I can offer financially that content in a social media friendly format, if that makes sense. And then I can do the thing I love, which is talk to people and still have that consumable product or, you know, a product to offer people.
Yeah, so that's what, like, maybe if you did a little bit niching, right? Like, who's your ideal client? Have you done that already?
Yes.
Yeah. Like mission-based small businesses, and mission-based people is definitely one, you know, like I said, that's why it comes down to the podcast, people that want to peel back the layers.
I think in the essence of time, I think we are overthinking this.
Yeah.
And I think it's good to get to know your business, but Sam, all you're doing is trying to come up with a cute, clever theme.
Yes. So just tell me it. Just tell me them.
Okay, so I'll read what my themes are for November.
I love it.
Mine are gratitude,
Yep.
mindset, client appreciation, giving thanks, conscious capitalism, and shopping small.
Now, why do you have so many?
Because I have all of those written down because that's how I brainstormed it. In the group, we will be doing the 30 days of gratitude, right? For me, I will be focusing on member appreciation. Okay, so that's me behind the scenes. But if I didn't write all these things down, I wouldn't remember them.
So with the different themes, like, so I just had written down gratitude initially on my calendar.
I have an 11 o'clock call. I'm going to get off.
Okay, bye, Eileen.
Great.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Eileen.
Hi, Eileen.
Bye.
So I had just written gratitude down.
Okay, we want to shift this towards the needs of the people who are going to be either signing up for your videos.
Okay.
Or they're going to be, and Eileen's right. I mean, she popped off, but she's right. You want to tie your theme back to your offer. Like, what is it you're going to be talking about and offering so that you can, okay, so for example, so the reason why I say conscious capitalism as a theme for November is because it ties into the Shop Local Guide, which I'm working on as a project, right? So member appreciation ties into the fact that we're a member organization. We're always growing. We're always looking to, grow our membership. So my themes are in direct relation to the goals that I'm wanting to focus on for that month, which directly tie to my offers and promotions. Like they go hand in hand. Like I'm not going to have a theme unless I have a plan for how I'm going to tie that back to some program I'm going to do, some offer I'm going to do. Like, okay, here's a good example. So October, I had one theme, the National Women's Small Business Month. So what did we do? We spent the entire month on member spotlights. Those were for existing members. Offer theme. Then I had the discount code to join as a new member for an annual membership for new members. Same theme, 3 prongs. So I had something available for new members to bring them in. I had another way to bring in to engage existing members. And then I had the overall arching theme for everyone. So I had an offer for 2 different bodies of people I was looking to serve, but one theme.
Mm-hmm. So I realized this is super helpful. Thank you. So I realized, oh, go ahead, Jody.
Well, I don't know whether I'm doing this for you or for me, but in my thinking about it for you, it's like, okay, so it's like you start at the top and then like a inverted triangle, you know? And so like self-care, mindfulness, awareness, deep dive, because all of your stuff is like, it's doing taking back the onion or deep dive into, you want soul connection with people. And so part of what starts that connection is talking to people about what do they do for self-care, and what do they want to share in terms of, so if they're talking about their self-care, they're having to talk about their stress, and then and then talking about mindfulness, and then talking about awareness. So being aware of what is causing the stress and what is creating their pain point. You are opening up for them to flush out, and you're making that connection. They're making that connection with you, and how it unfolds with each person is different. So I could see podcasts like that. I could see videos. Videos would be so powerful. And then the deep dive, and then you promote me and my, my art.
Hell yeah.
But the deep dive into that, into their emptiness, into their soul, into what
That's
brings
perfect.
them passion.
So what I need, so that's helpful, because what I realized while you guys were all talking was I need to have the 2 different, what I want to do to save myself double work though, is I need 2 separate one theme. I want to make one theme, 2 separate things, where one is to ideal clients, and so then that way, like everything I talk about is gratitude, but when I talk to like potential clients, filter it through that lens versus filtering it through my audience.
Yes.
And then I need,
in terms of the visibility challenge, where we talked about making sure that your messaging is geared towards the person that it's meant to be geared towards. So your messaging to the person to watch the video is not even close to the same messaging as hire me to do your video. Bless you. Bless you. God bless you.
Bless you.
thank you.
Right?
Yeah. So that's what I got to do. So I need to make the themes.
Right.
And
And the
then,
same thing that Janet talks about for her page is, okay, so the same thing, I can use myself as an example. The information the information I disseminate on DC Fempreneur page is way different than the stuff I post in my group, which is designed to engage. There are 2 different messages, 2 different audiences. Most of the time, the people on the DC Fempreneur page are not members of our group yet, and they're not actual paying members of the member organization. So the stuff I put out there is way different than the stuff over here where there's already people on the inside. So it can be a different sort of theme, or it can be a certain different message, but you want the overall, you could just say like gratitude and giving thanks. So then your entire marketing gesture for that whole month could be around looking for businesses that, what they do to give back to the community. you know, ways that what they're doing in their business contributes to their community in some way. And that's where the conscious capitalism for me comes in, because we feel better about buying something from a group that is a small business, or they give part of their stuff, their part of their proceeds to charity, than Walmart or Target, who doesn't really, they don't care as much about our dollars than maybe a small business or a nonprofit who's earning money, who's looking to fundraise to help one cause or another.
You could also, like, what came to me is, what's your story?
That's funny. I just wrote down that too. I just wrote down like,
So what your
businesses, what's
story
their
could be anything from, you know, what you do in the community to where you pray. I mean, wherever it is that where the person is. So when you talk about, you know, new people versus people that are that you have, you can start at any level.
That's great. Thank you. Yeah, this is super helpful. So much work to do.
Yes, I know.
much
It never, I'm throwing out one by one. Like, none of my pens are, I think I've used them all up.
It's great.
Okay, Janet, can you come off mute to say a few things? What's happening over there?
Hello. Let's see. I'm having trouble figuring out how I think in terms of themes, I'm going to just use those to help me focus on my content each month, because I don't really have any new things I'm offering from month to month. I mean, the Sage Sisters programs are the Sage Sisters programs. They're monthly programs. There's nothing new. It's just sort of something that everybody just knows what's happening each month. I don't know that I'm going to be offering anything new, but I guess a focus on a topic each month might be helpful, although I'm not sure. So I'm still deciding like how I actually apply themes. I mean, obviously for things, you know, like for November, I always do client appreciation. I've always done that in the past. So I could figure out something for that. But it's not really like I have a promo that I'm, you know, like creating. But for this month, I am. And if you have any thoughts or ideas or feedback on that, I'm open to that.
My question is, why not? Why not have an offer? Why not
What would
have
my offer be?
a promotion?
I don't know what my offer would be.
Okay, well, you've been hanging out in the DC Fempreneur community a little while. You see that I generally have things going on every single month. There's always something new that we're working on or some new thing that we're trying out. Why not you?
I don't know. I like it the way it is.
Okay.
I was wondering if you want new participants.
Well, yeah, I mean, always, right? Like, you know, there's, you know.
Well,
So-
so
this,
it's a new way to come up with maybe put creative energy into how you can attract new people.
right. Yeah.
And that's what the offer is. That's what your call to action is working
And I mean,
on.
I guess I did that last month. So so what I did was, instead of taking the visibility class and really going out into brand new groups and like being visible there, I decided, wow, it's probably a good idea for me to be visible in front of my community of 189 people.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so that's really where I've been focusing on. But there's no really theme around that I'm promoting other than, you know, I mean, I guess there is, I don't know. So I feel like I'm doing things. It's just, they don't just fall neatly into a quote unquote theme box, right? Like, I don't know.
Well, wouldn't it be more fun to have a theme and create something that you are excited about or that you can share? You're creating something that, okay, So Janet, you remember how the first time I came to your house, I like walked in and I looked all around and I was in awe and I was like, wow, like you live in a grown-up's house.
Yes.
You changed out. It's beautiful. Jody, I'm serious. It's beautiful. It's like a grown-up's house. Like I live.
Ladies, it really is not, but I appreciate that.
don't
I don't
listen
want
to
to diminish
her.
what Lisa is saying, but
Don't listen to her. It's beautiful. It's a grown-up house, okay? And she changes things by season.
no, I don't. Lisa,
What?
I think
I
you
saw
have-
on the table. It was different than what
Okay.
you had for October was different than what you had for January.
I do not. That's one of my things I don't like is that I do not even like decorating for any season. I do it for Christmas and Thanksgiving and that is it. But anyway, we are digressing. Go ahead, Lisa.
Okay. Well, I don't see it as digressing. I feel like I thought that one of the things, I mean, you have to be authentic to you. If coming up with sprucey themes is not your bag, then damn, don't add more work for yourself. I, on the other hand, love it, thrive on it. It gives me the shivers to come up with some cute theme that I can, come up with some spicy name for it, and I get excited about it. I mean, I need something to get out of bed in the morning, you know?
Right.
So yeah, I mean, this kind of stuff really fires me up. I love being able to, like Jody said, like it's so cool to talk about it and to kind of, bounce it around and get the inspiration flowing. If that isn't for you, Janet, and the idea of themes, you're just are another thing for you, it's just a label, but you're going to do things the same way, then fine. Then don't do a theme. But I feel like there has to be a way to create an offer to attract new people.
Right.
Where you go out in the world and say, this month in the Sage Sisters, we're talking about this. We'd love for you to attend our event where we're focusing on this, that, or the other thing. If you've never attended one of our events before, this is a good one to check out because.
Okay.
And, I mean, I've never been to a Sage Sisters event, and I feel like I haven't done it because the same reason why I don't attend like Net 2.0 meetings is because I want to make sure that when I attend, that people are comfortable with me being there because they're not thinking I'm there to like member snatch.
Oh gosh, no, I don't have.
You know what I mean, Jody? Like if I attend other groups where I'm me, I mean, I could be in groups where people don't even know that Lisa is attached to DC Femburner. I can just be Lisa and not even mention it, except for the big giant sign in the background.
Lisa, I would never think that. That thought would never even pop in my head.
That's because you and I know each other really well and we've established a respectful working relationship, but I don't have that with other community organizers.
Right.
And that's why like the ladies of Rowan Tree and I get along so well because I invite them to everything. They include me in what they do. We have mutual respect. Like, I tell everybody, in fact, I've tried to get Amy and Kate to take my money and I'd be like, please, I want a Fairfax center. Like I'll spend every day there. I'll help run it. Like, please take my money. And one day they will, I think, and that'll be great for me and I'll be involved in it. I'll be one of their founding members. Like I'd be happy to be one of their founding members when I just can't get to Herndon every day because it's too far for me because I have kids that need constant supervision. If Leslie, you think Liam is bad, wait till you have a 16-year-old kid and a 12-year-old daughter.
I dread the thought. I'm heading into the terrible twos. He'll be 2 on Halloween.
My daughter
I've got
comes
6
down the
days.
stairs with a backpack and her headphones on, and I'm like, where are you going? Oh, I'm gonna go for a bike ride. Don't you have class in 12 minutes? Like, no, no, where are you going? So yeah, no, it's a constant. I'm gonna have to put an alarm on the door to, when it opens, I'll be like, boop, boop, boop.
Okay, this is what I think I'm gonna do.
We have that.
I've been thinking as you've been talking about children.
Good.
I I think what I'm going to do is, so this month I'm focused on determining what workshops I'm going to have in 2021. So I've already sent out my survey to my community to get feedback. And I've already reached out to a bunch of different presenters that I've met through this program and through other groups. And what I may do is think about how I could create a theme around, like if I have a specific title of a workshop one month, maybe the book that we read is also kind of related. That adds, okay, you know what? That adds a shit ton of work for me. So I don't know if I'm going to really go for it, but it could be, right? Like, and then that way I could say, right, our theme for this month is. I really don't like doing that because I like to sort of like pick the books as they intuitively come to me each month.
I see.
But it, you know, I don't know. We'll see.
Janet, I just thought of something and it may contradict or repeat something, but I just got distracted by a second. So I kind of missed, but I was thinking about for engagement, like I think that you could come up with the themes organically. Like you might not need to do as much pre-planning as far as that, but I think the idea of having a theme for you when you're engaging in other Facebook groups,
right?
Like when you make posts and things like that, because you can give a lot of, I feel like organic content. Like, I don't know if anyone's seen what Dawn's been doing in some of the the mom group or two, coach, Yes to Life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like she's adding, and I feel like you could do the same thing. And so if it's kind of on theme, people, they see like, oh, what she's talking about, it kind of for them gives them that consistency.
Yeah. And I was thinking about that too, more of like along the lines of content.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Jody, I just put that down in my checklist for the next week or two.
It just occurred to me, Janet, even though you come up with your book, whatever your guide speaks to you, right? Whatever book you choose, that can also be, in a way, your theme that you come up with doesn't have to be tied to the rest of society and what goes on in the world on the color of the leaves.
No, but often it does.
But I'm just saying is like, if your theme comes to you, or I'm sorry, if your book comes to you, you could also think to yourself, okay, this book is speaking to me for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
I could also create put something on the calendar as like a follow-up chat where like the outside people are involved, even though they didn't read the book, or just a way to invite new people into the group.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, it's still helpful. So okay. So for this month, like I said, I'm doing the workshop planning. So that's pretty much what I'm focused on this month. And then obviously my client appreciation too. And then still hammering through getting my website redone.
Good.
So that's really what I'm focused on this month. So I've actually taken my to-do list. I have a running Evernote now. So where like I have my goals for each month and then divided into weeks. And then I've created check boxes for each of the things. So I've put each of the things in each of the weeks and then I check them off as I go through. And I use that as sort of like my daily check-in to see like where I am and what I have to do that day.
That's awesome.
But that's been working for me. So, so right now I'm filling in November using all of my items that I do, because a lot of the things I do every single month, right? Like, so I just plug them into November weeks. So I'm creating that right now.
Okay.
But I need to, like, starting in January, I need to be more intentional about the actual content that I'm creating. So.
Yeah, I definitely, I feel like I've not done that. I mean, unless I have like something that maybe the reason why I come up with these themes every month is so that everything is fresh for me.
Mm-hmm.
If I had a monotonous relationship with my business, I would probably quit. I would lose interest really fast. Like I have to, maybe that the rhythm and the structure you love. And then for me, what I love is being able to come up with fresh things. Because the only thing I think that is pretty much the same thing every like day or week is when I'm posting on Facebook and like I don't schedule it in advance. You know, I wake up, I know what day it is, I find the graphic I want to use like on my phone and I post it, like whether it's 7:45 or 8:45 or 9 a.m., it doesn't matter. I pretty much have an idea of what I'm posting that day because it's what I've posted the last 4 or 5 days.
Mhm.
You know, so yeah.
Cool. This has been helpful.
So yeah, I just think that finding creative ways to engage outsiders, as Samantha called it, you know, where you're talking about what's going on in the, I mean, I do the same thing with DC Fempreneur. I don't really spend that much time in outside groups at all, do I? Everything is always within. I could do a better job with that, but you know, we have 1,200 plus women in our Facebook group. Only a tiny little percentage are actual members. So no wonder why I spend so much time in our own community.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to attract outside people. I need to convert the people within our community.
Right.
So I understand your wanting to re-engage the people in your group. I get it. And I love this checklist. I've already started writing on it. Okay, so how do you guys feel about this? This is probably the first month where we're only a week away and I don't have everything written in. Is there anybody in our group that is still on our call that does not send out an e-blast at all? Jody, I've gotten yours before. Samantha, do you have a mailing list?
I'm working on it. So I have, so that's what I'm kind of with Mary Sue. I'm trying to get that CRM program just together. I have commitment issues, but it's coming together. It's coming together.
You have commitment issues.
Except for with my
e-blasts.
husband, with anything in writing. I mean, just, like I'm getting better posting on Thursdays with my big writing. That's helpful. I just overthink, you know, when I talk, it's just dust in the wind, but writing and posting and what do I do? And it's like, I have a big, this is kind of how I am. Like, so it's stress, anxiety, what am I going to do? But then once I figure it out, it's like, all right, let's do it. So It's like these stupid themes. It's like, I'm sitting here like, but what theme exactly? And then once I just figure it out, then I know it'll just flow.
Okay,
so
then with your personality, you should embrace what I consider your impulsiveness, because it gives you the energy and excitement that people love about your personality. When I first met you, I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to get along with this woman. She is so extra. But then I thought, okay, this isn't what I thought. Like I always thought that this is like part of my identity box. I always thought I could not get along with other people who are outgoing and outlandish and extroverted. I thought we would always bump heads, but that has not been the case.
my closest friends are introverts.
No, it's like that. Okay, so anyway, so what I was going to do is embrace the idea of the impulsiveness, where you don't have to have everything planned out, but you want to alleviate that anxiety, you know, by at least writing down what it is you want to be focusing on. And if you're that type of person, Samantha, and you've already told us that you are, where you do all of the things, but then you don't leave yourself any time to actually do your work, right? Guilty, I do the same thing. I'm so excited about all my upcoming things. I'm not doing any of the things I should be doing. You know, like look at this list that Janet has. I don't do any of these things because I'm so busy focused. You know, I'm working on all the things over here I love. So I feel like on your weekly plan, even if you're not writing the creative stuff that you want to do later, then use it as these are the things I actually have to get done this week because it's required.
Mhm.
You know, and then fill in the rest of the fun stuff as you go, because if you don't like being bogged down, then don't bog yourself down.
Well, I think what I like is a calendar, like a weekly. So I do the social media for one of my sponsors too. Like if I do even just something as simple as Monday motivation, like post something that's this Tuesday, because then I can do it. I'm more like you said, the energy of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just know, because then I don't sit, because then what ends up I sit down and it's like I spend so much time thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Where if I do the pre-thinking of the outline, and that's why I like the idea of the themes, then when I sit down, it's kind of like Janet. I'm like, what is, coming across my path? What's kind of on my heart to share? But it gives me some direction. So I think I need to spend the time with the even loose themes, and then a daily, like, know what I post on certain days. I think that'll help.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that, and this is a change for a lot of people to do this much strategy and this much planning. But here's the thing. Once you get into a rhythm of doing it, it will start to feel more natural, and then you'll have your own sort of sense of flow. Like, this is pretty late in the month for me to start thinking about, like, most of the time this would already be done. Like, we are 1 week away from November, and I can't tell you what I'm supposed to be doing my first week of November. But what helps me is by looking at my October one and saying, what did I do? What did I do last week or last month, the first week? Oh, okay. I did my, my e-blast, and I wrote down all of the like promos. So I just start, even if you don't end up doing all of those things, write them down. And especially that's why I was like looking for my friction pens. I think they're all burnt out. Even if you start just writing your actions in those activity boxes, this is just your ideas. They don't have to be concrete, but putting them down while you're in the mental space. Oh, you can buy refills? I didn't know that. I threw them all away. You want to be writing all of this stuff while you're free flowing in this space. The second you set this aside and you say, oh, I don't know, I'll come back to it, you've lost an hour of you've lost an hour of energy that you just collected from this group. You're throwing it away.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter whether it's right, it's perfect, or you're sure. Start filling in those boxes while you're thinking of it, because you can come back to them later. Write in pencil. Shit, if it helps you, write in pencil.
Want to hear a fun story? When I was in 5th grade, I had a diary and it said who I had a crush on, and I wrote it in pen, except when it came to the section of whose name the boy was that I had a crush on, I wrote it in pencil.
Awesome.
So I could erase it.
Janet says, look what I found as one of my plans for December. Create themes, content plan for 21 for community plus. Yes. Yes, I've been writing that. That's been like my number one thing to do, is I keep saying I need to finish the plan for November. It's not easy stuff, but the more we get it, the more we do this and the more we get used to it. The idea is just to get used to thinking backwards. What is it that we want to do? How much money do we want to make that month? What is it that we need to do to make that money? What is it we want to focus on? What is going to be required to earn that goal or to get where we want to go? And then start filling in those things. Maybe that's what we haven't done yet. We have not once said, what is our goal for November? And then how are we going to get there? By working backwards. So for me, let's say and this could also work for Janet, let's say I want 10 or 12 new members for the month of November. That's an ambitious goal. since COVID, we've only had 1 month where we had 10 people join. And that was a big month. So if I'm wanting 10 new members in the month of November, what am I going to have to put on the calendar to get 10 new members? The answer is usually I need to create programming for our existing members and create that sort of excitement in the community, because that's what people really love. They love seeing all the things that are going on. Oh, that looks fun. How do I get to be a part of that? But the only thing really going on in November is our 30 days of gratitude, which are just prompts. I'm not sure that's going to spur anybody to say, oh, okay, I'm going to have to become a member this month. And then, the shop local guide, which there is no cost to be added to that guide. Oh, I need to write that down. Okay, here's one. For November the 15th, that's my cutoff. So if you're not a member and you're not already in the guide, it will be a charge after November 15th. So let me write that down. I can write that on my November guide. Okay. So cut off for guide. Because if I have, 20 people who come to me November the 15th and say, I want to be included in the guide. Bye, Jody. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Keep posting in the group and keeping us in the loop.
Okay.
If I have 15, 20 people who come to me and say, oh, I want to be included in the guide, I'm going to be racing around the week of Black Friday, trying to add all these businesses out of the goodness of my heart, and my time is money. So that's why I said that the last date to be included without being charged was the 15th. I think it's fair. Does anybody do blogging once a month?
I'm
trying.
You're trying
Yeah.
to?
I'm thinking I might switch to video. I feel like I could sit down somewhere quiet and speak what I want to say quicker than
Yes.
I'm a decent writer, but I tend to get wordy. I can get more words out in a video than I can on a page and have them heard.
Yep. Yeah, I think it is a lot easier, I think, to just to talk into, like that's why podcasts I think are very popular, is it's easier to just speak it rather than having to write it.
Yeah. Even though that concept is completely uncomfortable and foreign to me, I'm always behind the camera. So maybe we'll start with audio.
Yeah. Well, podcasts don't.
Or maybe Samantha can interview me and get that out.
There you go. I mean, podcasts don't necessarily mean that you will be videoing it. It's usually just your voice. So anyway, okay. Well, what we should try to do for the rest of the week is, I don't feel like we've gotten very far with this. I don't think anybody has this.
We're good procrastinators.
I don't think we have this filled out the way that we should. I don't even. So I feel like we're probably going to need more time for this. But what I really think we need, I had it a lot better laid out for October. So I feel like what we need to do is at least try to write in your first 2 weeks of November, or write in the things that you have coming up that are coming. So for Leslie, oh, good, Janet. So for you, Leslie, like, that if there's a deadline for the people to purchase your package to get those free holiday cards, then you should write that down on one of your November weeks and say that one of your call to actions is, last call for this free offer, or, last call for this or that or the other thing. So I'm writing in week 4, because for me, week 4 is Thanksgiving. I'm writing in my box to create an e-blast with graphic as a Thanksgiving message. Like saying, I'm thankful for you. This is, as crazy as this year has been, like the community has really helped me, and we've helped each other a lot. Like we wouldn't be where we are. We wouldn't even be able to move forward, I think, if we didn't have a support system in place. So like that will be like my message, my Thanksgiving message is like, I'm thankful for you. I'm gonna write that down for week 4. And I don't know what my call to action would be. Oh, I'm actually gonna say that my call to action will be that, hey, tomorrow is Black Friday, and if you're going to shop, shop small and shop local, and to save our local businesses from the pandemic. That's my call to action. Okay, so we just want to go through the next, however long it takes you. It doesn't matter which week you start with. Put something on there and work backwards of what you're going to be working on. Black Friday is the 27th. Thanksgiving is the 26th. If you have something that you're working on that will be like a cutoff date, put that in your box. Make your call to action be that that's the last day. Okay, I'm starting to write this in. Last day for free guide feature. So I literally am just writing it in. So my week 3 says November 13 through 19. So then I wrote cutoff for guide, and then my call to action is last day for free guide. So I know that at some point during that week, I'm going to be needing to tell people, by the way, the last day is the 15th. Don't miss it, last call, blah, 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 blah. Samantha, do you have any businesses that are veteran-owned businesses?
Yes.
Veterans Day is the 11th, I think, this year. It would be helpful, I think, maybe just as a fun, just to be responsive to that day. Maybe you would share those videos, new and old, of businesses that are veteran-owned businesses. Veterans Day is,
or even veteran spouses, just to keep the theme.
Yep, mill spouse.
So there's a lot, since a lot of the active duty women, they're entrepreneurs because they have to, keep shifting gears when they move. Luckily we're reserved, so we're more stable, but there's a lot of mill spouses that are entrepreneurs.
Yeah, that's good.
Also, I will let you know, there is a National Entrepreneur Day. Let me find that. National Entrepreneur Day is November 19th. National Entrepreneurs Day. Let me put it in the chat for you.
I was going to say that I might make a post and at least plan to profit to say, like what's everyone's themes, just to kind of have a nice running list of brainstorming.
Sure. You want to do my job? Go ahead, lady.
Oh, I would love it if you did. I just figured I'm trying to be accountable or something.
Do it up. Okay. In 2010, entrepreneur CMAC Tagato started a petition to create a National Entrepreneurs Day. He didn't understand how America, though considered the most entrepreneurial country in the world, didn't already have a dedicated to recognizing entrepreneurs. 6 months and thousands of signatures later, President Obama proclaimed the last day of 2010's National Entrepreneur Week as National Entrepreneurs Day. I included that in the chat because we have National Women's, this and that and the other thing. Okay, so I'm adding that to my day on the 19th, which is, for me, it's the last day of week 3. Just a little notation to myself that 11/19 is National Entrepreneurs Day. I mean, all of your clients are entrepreneurs, Samantha. So, oh, you know what you could do? Here's a really nice one. I've seen a post that Mary Sue did. Ask her about it, okay? Write this down. So she did a post, I think maybe in the year in review in December. You could do it for National Entrepreneurs Day because you have now at least 4 weeks to prepare. She did a really nice post about, she did created a graphic of every logo of every client that she've had for that year. And she created one post and it was like, these are the businesses that she supported or the businesses that she works with or something like that.
That's a good idea.
And so for you, you could do that post on National Entrepreneurs Day, like the businesses that you've done videos for.
That's a great idea.
Or you could do a post of your National Entrepreneurs Day, the entrepreneurs who are your sponsors.
Oh yeah.
Something like that, you know, like.
Another idea I had, I was looking at like, for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that doesn't really apply to me, but I thought I need to figure out a product to offer to either businesses or past clients to help promote them on those days. So I got to think about that.
Okay. I see what you mean. Okay. Cyber Monday is Monday the 30th, which is the very last day of the month.
I mean, I could do my own, like book your hidden gem and get X off or something like that. But if every other entrepreneur is out there hustling, maybe I can tap that market before then.
Yes, maybe. But here's the thing is that everybody is not in the market for what you do yet. Or the people who bought, the people who bought this thing over there, maybe they've been wanting to purchase their video or whatever. Like, you know, like a graphic designer who does a 1-day sale of saying, okay, a landing day package by this price. You know, if that has been on that person's list or something that they can do and the price is right for them, they're more likely to do it than something else if that hasn't been on their list to do it. So it doesn't matter who's out there hustling. What matters is if you're reaching the people who have this on their list to do.
Good call.
Right?
I like.
I mean, everybody's out there hustling. It's who you're reaching that matters.
Good call.
Yeah, I'm playing with the idea of doing like session spotlights, like over the last couple years, because I don't have that many for this year, but showing a couple pictures if they let me, and kind of telling their story a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe for Black Friday, offering, you know, book your session, prepay X, and you'll get, you know, percentage off final. I don't know if that'll work, but one of my brainstorms. Learn as we go.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, people need content for social media. You know, everyone's talking about, that's like for me, the ideas I've gotten from a couple of my last interviews is kind of turning what I'm already doing into content for them. So same thing with you. If you have a business owner, you can maybe be able to provide something like the pictures, you know, that when you could almost piggyback on Lisa's, the whole idea of introducing yourself in a Facebook group, you know, not using just your typical headshot. So if you are doing this thing with you can provide this, and then helps them network and kind of maybe tapping into that entrepreneur market.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, I've gotten more filled in than I thought. It's much better now.
Yay.
Right? So putting in the Cyber Monday helped me think. Okay? Like, will I do an offer? Like, I'm going to write it. I don't have an erase. I'll use a erasable pen. I'll put offer ? right? I have to decide if I want to do that. And then I need to think backwards. If Black Friday is the 27th, I'll need to know a couple of days ahead of time what my offer is going to be. Not too far ahead, just enough, right? Because you really you can do it last minute. But some people do ask you like, oh, are you doing a Black Friday? Like they might ask you beforehand. National Entrepreneurs Day, that could be like a heavy graphic, so waiting until that day to try to put something together is not going to work. So I'll have to think about that ahead of time. Veterans Day. So yeah, we put a whole bunch of new stuff on our weekly plan now. And then Election Day is Tuesday the 3rd. But here's the thing. I mean, even with the election, we are not going to be getting results from the election like right away. It'll probably take several weeks with the paper ballots and all of that. So just as business owners, we should prepare that week is going to be super stressful for a lot of people. From the 3rd to maybe the 6th. Not sure. I don't think a lot of our businesses will be affected, but was that Mike? Was that me? That was a loud noise. Okay. Jean is doing her spotlight at 12 o'clock, so maybe that was my reminder. Because we have, oh no, that's 20 minutes. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay, anybody else?
Very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, you're good, Leslie? Okay. Yeah, I just feel like filling in some things a little bit slowly. If you guys have not started getting in the rhythm of like posting in other groups for Tip Tuesdays, especially Leslie for what you do, taking some of your lighting tips and your little videos and stuff like that, would be really great to post on Tuesdays. I have fallen off the wagon for my Tip Tuesdays. I think I have not done them in at least 2 weeks. It's written in my plan, but then I fell behind on the graphics.
What are your days? Do you have days like the Monday motivation, Tuesday tips?
Yeah. So I use it's called the weekly content plan.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. It's in your toolkit. I have mine filled out. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, so this one, the weekly content plan. Bye, Janet.
Bye.
Monday motivation, Tip Tuesday. I have Wisdom Wednesday, but I don't think I've ended up posting about that usually. I think what I've been doing mostly, at least in the group, is doing, let me see what I've been posting. I think I've been posting like that we're halfway through the week and asking people like something that they're excited about. Or some sort of wins Wednesday. I'm not sure what I've been posting Wednesday. Yeah, I've been posting about wins.
Okay.
And then Thursday, I don't think I post a lot. I like to post in the evening about the Thursday Throwdown. But lately I've been posting the Thankful Thursday post. Something that we are grateful for, and people have been really responding to that. And then Friday is the wins, or like sometimes I post something fun or silly. And then the Saturday and Sundays are the socials. Either Follow Friday, social social Saturday or social Sunday. Sometimes I post something really silly and mindless on Sunday. Like I think yesterday I posted, I posted yesterday about your last text was what you'd put on a t-shirt. It just gets people to engage.
Yeah.
Because some things are intimidating. People don't feel comfortable putting what they're going to spend their week doing, but they'll tell me whether they're team apple or pumpkin spice, So we got to do what we got to do. So, okay, I hope this helps. I feel like we had some progress. I think honestly, the best thing to do to follow up is to think about your offer. Having a theme that's cute is great, but really what boils down to is what you're going to offer.
Yeah.
And it should be in response to something that your ideal client is actually wanting, needing, and will be willing to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. That's it for me.
That's awesome.
Continue
is
to
great.
post in the group, guys. And when you're working on things, I don't have anything on the calendar for like a follow-up. We could do it November the 15th, since November 15th is a Sunday. A lot of people couldn't come today because we were supposed to do Sunday, but then we ended up doing it Monday. We definitely need a better rhythm of doing these planning days like this. A half day notice or even a few days notice is not helpful for a lot of people. So we'll need to come up with a regular schedule, which we'll do this week or next week. So I'll put the December planning day and the January planning day on the calendar this week so we can put them in there. All right.
Very cool.
You
Super
guys have a
helpful.
good day.
You too. Bye, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.